how are you today? I am so glad that you're here. I hope you're blessed. My name's Dawn. If we haven't met, I'm from Just Doing My Best. Today, I have 6 makeup tips that, seriously, I wish I knew sooner. At 55, I wish I had these makeup tips 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So I really feel like these will be 6 tips that you can implement immediately, and they will help your makeup to look gorgeous. My first tip today is about your brows. But before that, I wanted to give you a bonus. I have very oily skin still at 55. You would think that God would say, Dawn, you have been awesome, and I'm going to take away your oily skin now that you're mature. But that hasn't happened. I have a super oily skin, and I resisted a good skincare regimen before makeup for years. Like, I've always done the skincare routine before bed, but I resisted it under makeup for years. And I found that good skincare underneath your makeup, especially underneath your eyes, is a game changer for getting a really even concealer application. So that's my bonus tip for you before I do brows. This is my super affordable eye cream that I love. I will link it down in the description below. I put this on, let it kind of soak in for a minute or two before I even start my makeup. I'm telling you, if you're not doing this, you will see amazing results from your concealer, I promise. I have my eyebrows microbladed. I talk about it in this video here, but they're starting to fade and they need to be retouched. So if you are filling in your brows and you've had problems with product staying on your brows lasting, do your brows before makeup primer and foundation. That's my first tip. You will be amazed at how much better your eyebrow application will be and how much staying power they will have. So do your brows first, before makeup primer and before foundation. Tip number 2 is when applying foundation, don't put foundation underneath your eyes. Now, that is, of course, unless you are Wonder Woman and you don't have any dark circles or anything underneath your eyes, and you can do foundation all over your face and skip concealer. In that case, you are my hero. However, for the rest of us, I want you to skip foundation underneath your eyes. Most of the time, if you're putting foundation on, my next step is going to be color corrector and then concealer. So if I have skincare, makeup primer, foundation, color corrector, concealer, that's a lot underneath my eyes. And eventually that's all gonna cake and crease or become patchy, and it's just going to look bad. So I take one less thing out of the equation. I don't put foundation underneath my eyes, and that way I find that everything else just works so much better. Tip number 3 is to get a color corrector. If you've never used a color corrector, I just put out this video here. In a nutshell, you apply color corrector underneath and around your eyes before concealer. Color corrector is like the stunt double. Color corrector goes in and does all of the heavy lifting. It cancels out the redness and the dark circles. Then you go in and you apply your concealer, and you will probably literally use half the concealer that you were using. And I really only focus my concealer on the inner corner and just a little bit in this indented area right here. And the concealer then will just brighten and make your under eye area look gorgeous. So color corrector cancels out all of the redness and the dark circles. You'll use half as much concealer just to kind of even everything out and brighten it. It's a game changer, I'm telling you. Color corrector, probably one of my desert island products. If I was like stranded on a desert island and I couldn't take hardly anything with me, I would take color corrector. But don't let it overwhelm you. Watch that video, and you really just need to be focused on whether or not you have like a lighter skin tone or a medium to darker skin tone. And I will link my favorite color corrector down in the description below, but use color corrector before under eye concealer. You will not believe the difference. Tip number 4 is use setting spray before you do anything else. And now I'm just going to kind of tap that in here, and you will be amazed at how much more staying power everything will have. I will touch up with a little bit more setting powder later, but I just want to get that foundation and my color corrector and all just to really stay in place and give it a really good base before I go in with everything else. I'm down to my last 2 makeup tips that will help your makeup look gorgeous. These are makeup tips that I wish I had known sooner. I have all of my makeup done, and you saw that I just put setting spray over everything but before mascara. That's kind of a bonus tip. I love setting spray. It just locks everything in place, but I found that if I use setting spray after mascara, it makes my eyelashes stick together. Not a good look. All right, if these tips have been helpful, I hope that you will like this video and subscribe. Come over and find me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best and say hi. Here are my last 2 tips, and they're both about lip liner. I would love to know if you're more of a lip gloss gal or if you like lipstick better. Either way, find a lip liner that matches your lip color almost exactly. You will be amazed at how much better all of your lipstick or your lip gloss will look, and how much more staying powder power it has. So this one is Revlon Color Stay Longwear Lip Liner. I can't remember the color, but I will definitely link it down in the description. And it matches my lip color almost exactly. And if I'm gonna wear lip liner, you can just about guarantee 90% of the time this is the one I'm using. I set it with a little setting powder, and then whether I go over it with a gloss or a bright lipstick or a dark lipstick or a pink lipstick, it just looks gorgeous. And then if you're eating or drinking and your lipstick or your lip gloss wears off, you're still left with a beautiful lip color because that lip liner matches your lips almost perfectly. Here is tip number 6, also about lip liner. So do you see that I have very thin lips? I've had thin lips all my life, not just since I've gotten older. And so I do like to overline just a little bit on the top, but watch what I do when I line my lips. Do you notice how I'm starting just on the inside? And then on the top, I'm lining, and when I get about here, I'm dropping off. I am not lining the corners. Please don't. I know it's hard to say, do this, don't do that when it comes to makeup, but please, please, please do not line all the way around your mouth, because look at my lips, look at my mouth. Do you see how the corners of my mouth are falling because my face is falling? So if you line all the way around your lips and you line around the corners of your mouth, first of all, that's going to get in the corners, but also, and it's all going to collect right here, and it's so aging. So when you line your lips, start in just a little bit, about right here, to line your lips, and in the top, kind of start in about right there and then line and fill in your whole lip. And then do you see over here? I'm just kind of dropping it off. I'm not lining all the way around my lip. It's so aging, and all of that just collects in the corner of our mouth, in the wrinkles, in those laugh lines and fine lines since our face is falling, and it's so aging. So please don't do that. I will link everything that I used today down in the description of this video. I hope that these tips were super helpful as we get older to help us have gorgeous, gorgeous makeup, whether we're over 40, over 50, or over 60. I hope these tips were helpful. If they were, I hope you'll like this video and share it with a sweet friend. Go out today and be blessed and do your best, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.